Question 20 reads, Tamika is ordering desktop computers for her company. The desktop computers cost $375 each and tax is an additional 6% of the total cost of the computers. If she can spend no more than $40,000 on the desktop computers, including tax, right? What is the maximum number of computers that Tamika can purchase? Well, let's say N is the max number of computers that Tamika can purchase. Well, then 375 into N is going to give us the total cost of all the computers without tax. Okay, and that's very important that I said that without tax, because tax is an additional 6% of the total cost. Okay, and so I would have to multiply this 375 into an additional 1.06. And you may be wondering where I got this number from. Where I got it from is because I know this is a percent increase. What this additional 6% is, it is a percent increase. And how we work out a percent increase is, well, I have to divide 6% by 100. I divide the percentage by 100 and I end up with a decimal, right? And usually if you multiply this 0.06 into this any number, that's 6% of the total cost of the computers. That's not what we're after. It's a 6 additional percent, right? And so we have to add 0.6 plus 1. That is the idea of percent increase. And if you're confused, you can look at a lot of other videos I posted, and you can see I've explained the percent increase a number of times. So it becomes 1.06, okay? And so that's where I got that number from. This right here, this expression, is the total cost of the computers inclusive of tax. And we know that this number has to be less than or equal to 40,000 because right here it says she can spend no more than 40,000, right? And so it has to be less than or equal to 40,000. So we've ended up with an inequality. So if I rewrite this, 1.06 into 375 into n is greater than or equal to 40,000. Okay, this is where a lot of students can slip up because you see these big numbers and it's a math no calculator section, and so you have to have a little bit of foresight and a bit of mental math to solve this question. Well, if I divide everything by 1.06 here, it's not going to be quite suitable to divide 40,000 by 1.06, and it becomes quite a strenuous task. Rather, I'm going to divide everything by 375, okay? And it'll make sense in a bit, okay? And so on the left side, I have 100, on the left-hand side, I have 1.06n is greater than or equal to 40,000 divided by 375. Now, this is long division, okay? And so 40,000, 375 goes into 400 once, okay? So 375, 20, bring down the 0, it's 250. 375 cannot go into 250, so I put that 0 here, and then I have to bring the 0 down again, so it becomes 375 into 2,500, okay? 375 can go into 2,500 6 times, okay? And if you can estimate, the way I came up with this number is, well, if I do 375 into 7, well, that's going to be a number greater than 2,500. And so I have to go a step lower. And so the next biggest number below 7 is going to be 6. Okay, and so if I do 375 into 6, that's going to give me 30, so add 3, and then 42, so 5 plus 4, and then 18, 20, 2,250. 2,250. And I'm sorry if I'm going quickly for these long division sections, because essentially it is long division and these are much more elementary things of math. And so if I subtract this now, it becomes 0. I can take this, it becomes 4 here, and 10, 5, 2, right? And so, and it becomes, so the remainder of this, when I divide 40,000 by 375, it's 250, right? And so A remainder here, now we can exclude that remainder because it doesn't make sense to have a fraction of a computer, right? We need whole numbers, and this is very common in the SAT where they test this. And so we have 106 whole computers. So we have 106 whole computers without tax. So it's very important that you understand what this number is. 106 is the maximum number of computers that Tamika can purchase without tax, but there is tax. So we divide everything by 1.06. So it cancels out on the left hand side and we're just left with n. And 106 divided by 1.6, that's a pretty division thing. So we can, and that is 100, right? And so n has to be greater than or equal to 100. And so 100 is the maximum number of computers that Tamika can purchase, including tax.